I joined the team about a month after Ghassan. We started making Dino Huntland. It was my first experience working on a 3D mobile game. Then we wanted to make a bigger project, and we started brainstorming a PC multiplayer game. And we came out with Mutant vs. Pirates.
When we first started working on Clash, we had many ideas about different characters, maps, modes, stories. But what we didn't have was the time. So in a race against the clock, we had to build up a decent prototype.
We started researching the different tools that will allow us to build the prototype. Then we made a team deathmatch, the simplest mode to test with, and implemented the rest of the game mechanics, including characters, abilities, and NPCs. And I think it was fun to play. After finishing the prototype, we wanted to have something original and creative that would be exciting and fun to play. With many references we had, Gigantic had the major influence in our Invader mode, and with many test sessions we polished it to be more and more balanced. And I think what we have now is pretty great.
Looking back at our journey, we had many challenges, many stressful moments, and we also had fun too. I mean, being a game developer is a fun job, and being part of a project such as Clash is exciting.
The 15th of January 2019 was my first day at NewGen. It was the beginning of my professional experience in the field of game development. Even though the project was huge, however, it seemed easier thanks to the commitment and hard work of the team. My main goal in this project was to create or integrate a new content to enhance the user experience from the start to the end of the game. This goal was being worked on along with my colleague Ahmed Balagha, who's our 2D artist.
Yo, what up? So, despite our small team and the few available tools we got, we have been always trying our best to improve different things. Also, the feedback of the players, whether through the tests we did or the tournaments we organized, helped a lot improving or rectifying some errors. Today, we are still working on providing the best version of a user experience while playing Clash. Recently, we had streamers in Twitch. They streamed the game and gave us more feedbacks, and we iterated on those feedbacks, some old ideas that we at some point argued a lot about them, but we definitely made some changes about those past feedbacks, and we'll do our best to iterate more and more on this user experience and bad shit.
Let's say the most thing I actually enjoyed is being responsible of a lot of stuff and not working on a specific thing. So sometimes it's environment, sometimes it's characters, and working this way makes you develop your skills, makes you actually get out of your comfort zone and exploring a lot of things about yourself. One of the challenges that I found while working as a 3D artist was sometimes you do have a concept so you can actually follow and work on, but in other times it's up to you from scratch. So it's up to you to find a good concept, it's up to you to find a good composition, and that's actually challenging. But at first it was like a pain in the ass, but after a while it became something I can say I have as a skill to actually be able to make a composition from zero. So I'm not saying I don't need a concept artist, but I can work, I can manage. And if it wasn't for the studio and being put in these conditions, I would never develop this skill. Even though we're not a big team, but there's always teamwork. So it's not like even if we were like 4 or 5, but there's always teamwork. There's always going back and forth, like exporting something, giving something, receiving it back, fixing some stuff, giving it back, all that kind of stuff. Personally, I don't play games, so this was actually a good experience for me to try games and enjoy playing a game. Clash Mutants vs Pirates, the game we worked on. So we do some test sessions, and I started to find the fun in playing games, because usually it's not something I prefer to do.
So this month we are celebrating 4th years since we created the NewGen Studio, and it's kinda strange feeling mixed with happiness and excitement. What's going to happen next? So NewGen Studio, founded as a game as a service or a service company creating augmented reality and mixed reality experiences. We spent 1 year working on these fields. It wasn't quite interesting for us for the growth of the company, so we decided, we had a meeting in July 2017, and we decided to start working on something bigger and become a real game development studio. So Clash Mutants vs Pirates, the first prototype, or let's say the first minimum version was ready, not ready, but it was, we were like having some results since September 2017, and since then the game was like leveling up and getting in shape until today. Like we are in early access stage and getting close from releasing the game. Working on a multiplayer game is the most stressful and enjoyable thing you can ever experience as an independent game development studio. Mixing between technology, arts, animations, music, all these things has to fuse together and be combined in one experience to be delivered to the players. And the only thing that matters is the feeling of the player. Is he going to come back and play this game or not? Is he into this game or not? That's what makes gaming difficult, and with adding the multiplayer layer, it becomes much more difficult because you have internet connection, pings between machines, servers, back-end solutions, etc., etc. It's like adding a lot of complexity to the project. Creating a multiplayer game is difficult, but also marketing a multiplayer game is much difficult than even creating it. The marketing side is very sensitive, and it's very important thing before the release, because this kind of games depends on collective feeling. Like you are not experiencing the game by yourself, you have to enjoy it with everyone in the server or in the room. Video game studios in Tunisia are having some interests from VCs and investors, but we are considering them as normal startups resolving any problematics, which is wrong, because the game development industry is very different than the other startups industries. To pitch a project to any VC or business angel in Tunisia, you find yourself defending your idea of your game to a jury that don't understand anything from gaming. So all that matters for them are numbers. We should start thinking about creating some acceleration programs or dedicated VCs for this industry with people that really from the industry and people that understand this industry. For now, we had a couple of funding rounds. The third one is on the way. We got the okay, which is very good for us in this point because we are preparing our launch. In the category of games like the game we are making right now, we had a small research, and to achieve a game like ours in another country, like for example in Europe or on US, you have to spend between, let's say, starting from $8 million. So our 120K is something legendary in terms of money. At this moment, we have an early access version ready. We had a lot of streaming sessions, which is amazing. We have a game created in North Africa, from Tunisia, in Africa, let's say the continent, played worldwide by players and gamers, streamed by Twitch streamers, something we don't usually get this in Tunisia, which is very encouraging for the industry. We are getting close for the final release. We have a small marketing budget. We will spend it wisely. Don't ask me if we are going to fail or not. Ask me what's going to happen if we make it, because this can sustain our studio for years, hopefully.